How's it going, guys? Thanks for checking out the video. I know this probably isn't too much of a surprise, but I have some bad news. The turbo on the Eclipse already went kaput. So here is the eBay 16G. You can see there's no damage to the fins. I know you won't be able to see it in the video, but it has very minimal side-to-side play and almost no in and out play at all. So what happened, I will show you. Try and jack this car up a little bit, as you can probably already see. Look at all the oil. So what happened was, I am assuming the seal in the turbo took a dump, and literally took a dump. So if we go around to the back side of the car, see all the oil all over this car. These are all oil droplets. There's some in the tip of the exhaust here just chilling. It's just disgusting. Like, I can take my finger and I can just wipe that around. It is gross. It's the whole way under the car. There's droplets everywhere, and the main concentration is coming right here out of the dump pipe. So you can see all the oil down there on the ground, which is not cool. So I know everyone's gonna say, well, you know, you should have listened, you shouldn't have got an eBay turbo, and maybe you're right, but hey, it got the car on the road, it did its purpose, so now it's time to upgrade. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna get a 16G turbo, but I'm gonna get a genuine one. So I'm gonna ditch this one. I'm actually going tonight to pick up a used, genuine Mitsubishi Heavy Industries 16G. So it's just a small 16G. It comes with a Force Performance manifold, but I'm probably not going to run it because it's got a crack in it. So I'm probably just going to run the stock exhaust manifold. But at least I'll have a new turbo, and hopefully that one works out pretty good and doesn't take a crap on me. And that's that. So I'm pretty sure I have the right restrictor. I got the exact one they told me to do. The only problem is I'm running oil from the oil filter housing right now, which it's a big debate between DSM guys whether or not to run oil from the head or the turbo housing, or sorry, the oil filter housing. So when you run oil from the head, you tap off this line right here. You'll take that bolt out, and you can run oil directly from the head. And the oil pressure from the head is going to be a lot lower than the oil pressure coming down, coming up from the filter housing. But the filter housing is going to be cleaner, more reliable oil, and more reliable pressure. The only thing is, a lot of times it's too much pressure. So like I said, we got a restrictor in there. We should have been good, but we weren't. So eBay turbo took a dump, can't get a refund, nothing like that. So now it is what it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start pulling everything out. I'm going to disconnect everything, take the radiator out, take the turbo out, take the heat shield and all that off. And then finally, the turbo does come with a new hot side and a downpipe. So I'll be able to actually hook up the exhaust and get rid of this downpipe. It sucks because the open dump sounded really cool and I really liked it. But I'd rather have a functioning exhaust that's not leaking. And, you know, I'll be fine with that. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to stop talking. And I don't know if I'll do it tonight. I'm going to go get the turbo tonight, though. And, you know, I'll set the camera up and kind of get a little time lapse of me pulling everything out here, so you can kind of see me doing that. And I'm going to have to drain the coolant again, everything else. I'm going to have to go get more oil. So it's going to be a little bit of a project, but I've done it before in really short time, so I'm sure I can do it again in really short time. All right, here is our used small 16G turbo. So the compressor housing on this isn't quite as big, I don't think, as the eBay turbo, but doesn't need to be because this is an actual Mitsubishi Heavy Industries turbo. It is a factory turbo, and it will be a lot more reliable than the turbo that was in the car. So thing's super heavy. I'm gonna get it out of here, and I'm gonna pull it off the manifold. I'm gonna pull off the O2 sensor and start figuring out some oil lines and stuff like that. Gonna work on the car first. I'm gonna have to drain the radiator, pull the radiator out. Well, I'll be honest with you, I might not have to, but I want to just give me some extra room. So I'm going to go ahead and start pulling all that off. Alright guys, it's the next day. I'm back at it. So just to give you an idea, here's the stock turbo, or here's the eBay turbo, the eBay 16G from Rev9. Basically, I'm just going to pull the water lines off, swap them over to this turbo, and we should be good to roll. The only thing I'm contemplating on right now is there's a very thin crack right here on the manifold, and it doesn't look like it's opened up or anything yet. It's literally just a hairline crack. So I'm debating whether or not I want to run this thing and hope that it doesn't leak or open up much further, or if I just want to put the stock one on. So only thing I'm worried about is these bolts. So I'm going to spray them down a little bit, try and pull the bolts out. If it's giving me a hell of a time, maybe I'll just throw this in, run it for a while, and then swap it out later on. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing put back together. I gotta fix that belt every time I start it. Also gotta fix my squeaky clutch pedal. I think it's annoying. So I got all this on and started the car up, and it was spewing oil out. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. So I checked the oil line, and somewhere in the middle of the braided feed line coming from the filter housing to the top of the turbo, it was leaking. So it somehow got punctured or something, and so that was the issue all along. But I'm not mad about it. I got this whole setup for about 250 bucks. So now I got a genuine 16G. The FP manifold I ended up running, and it's not leaking yet. So that crack, it's a small hairline crack. I can't feel any pulsing or anything coming out of it, so it's not leaking. So we should be good for a little while to run that. But what I ended up doing is I overnighted a new oil feed line and decided to run it from the head. So I got a oil feed from the headline, and I got a plug for the filter housing from STM Tuned, and the braided line here came from Extreme PSI. Overnighted both of them, ordered them like 4 p.m. on Thursday, got them at 9 o'clock in the morning on Friday, got it all put in yesterday, so here it all is. So with that said, everything's running great. I have no issues whatsoever. This turbo pulls really hard. I adjusted my fuel pressure. I put my fuel pressure up a little bit more, so we're seeing a lot more optimal numbers. You know, we're not running so lean like we were before. And someone pointed out in the other video, I kept saying the car was running rich, and I was talking about turning down fuel pressure, but I have no idea what. I was flustered at the time, but trying to get the video in, and I only had like an hour to do it. So sorry about that. But no, the car was running really lean, and it wasn't running healthy at all. Now it's running way better. Bumped the fuel pressure up. We're running great. So I did also have one real small boost leak. I got that adjusted. So we're good to go. This thing's running great. The only thing is, I think my boost controller is busted because I can't get this thing to run under 20 pounds. If I do a wide open throttle pull, it spikes straight up to like 25, which I'm sure is maxing this thing out. And I keep trying to turn the boost controller down. It's not working. So what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to run a line from the wastegate actuator to the piping. So that should keep it at wastegate pressure. And then we should be safe on that. And I'll adjust the fuel pressure and such accordingly. And then once I get a new boost controller, I'll run all that, because everything's hooked up correctly and the boost controller was working just fine before, and now all of a sudden it's not. So hopefully that's the issue, because I hope it's not the wastegate actuator or something's bad. So because that's a whole nother project. But as of now, like I said, everything else is working great. I just wanted to let you guys know, give you an update on that. Close this hood, and we should be ready to roll. So thank you guys for watching. Just a quick update for you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.